All right. Hey guys, so I'm Walker. I'm a software engineer at Circle. Today I'll be talking about CCTP, which is our cross-chain transfer protocol. So for the agenda we'll cover what is CCTP, why we built it, and how you as a developer can integrate. Okay, so at a high level, this is how CCTP works. There's 3 steps. Step 1 is you would call the smart contract on the source chain to burn some USDC. Step 2 is you will call Circle's API, which basically listens to all events on the source chain, and once they're finalized, provides you with an attestation. You would then take that attestation from our off-chain API, present it to the destination chain, and that allows you to complete the mint. Currently CCTP is live on 3 chains, Ethereum, Avalanche, and Arbitrum, and we're planning to launch on many other chains in the near future. Cool, so why we built CCTP. You heard from the last speaker that all bridges suck. I'm here to show you on my bridge, but we actually don't call CCTP a bridge. We call it like a infrastructure for other bridges. A problem that you're probably familiar with existing lock and mint bridges is honeypot risk. So in a traditional lock and mint bridge, you would lock some funds, some say USDC, on a source chain like Ethereum, and then that bridge will produce you a wrapped token, which is just an IOU for the underlying collateral on Ethereum. So if the contract on the source chain gets hacked, all the tokens on the destination chain become worthless. And you are exposed as a user to that risk for the whole duration that you hold the token. In contrast with CCTP, you're only exposed to risk for the duration of the bridging period because you receive native USDC as soon as we mint it to you, which you can always redeem for real dollars from a bank account. So that's honeypot risk. Next, liquidity fragmentation. So when these third-party bridges mint you an IOU, that IOU will have a name like wrapped USDC on Ethereum from Solana or something like that, and that token is it's not compatible with all the other wrapped variants produced by other third-party bridges. So that limits the size of trades and bridging transactions that you can do. Then we have capital efficiency. So most of these fast bridges, they will have liquidity providers put up some collateral allowing users to bridge instantly, and then the liquidity providers will settle using native bridges on the back end. This requires putting up collateral, which is expensive, and that results in higher fees for users. So CCTP, obviously, we're the only people with permission to burn and mint USDC, so there's no need to put up collateral. Added trust assumptions. So if you trust USDC, you trust Circle. We are a centralized stablecoin. Therefore, it kind of makes sense for us to build a centralized bridge and take advantage of all the trade-offs that come with that, like lower fees and significantly less complexity. We don't need to write complicated code for verifying Merkle proofs or things like that. Our smart contracts are very simple. This is kind of similar to the last slide, but just going through some of the design principles. Native USDC everywhere, unified liquidity. In terms of speed, we are faster in some areas and slower in some areas than other bridges. Arbitrum bridge or other optimistic rollups, they take 7 days to withdraw from the L2 to the L1. We take 15 minutes, which is the time for the batch to be posted on Ethereum L1 and finalized. So we're much faster. Hop, for example, they are a liquidity-based bridge where LPs put up the assets for fast bridging and then settle using the native bridges. Hop can use us instead of the native Arbitrum bridge, which allows settlement much quicker and therefore allows lower fees. In terms of interoperability, many-to-many and extensible, we are a generic message passing bridge, so it's not specific to any particular like EVM or non-EVM chain, and we do have plans to launch on non-EVMs, including Solana, soon. Yeah, I'll just go through some possible use cases. As I said, it's a generic message passing bridge. So anything that you want Circle to attest to, we will attest to. For example, if you want to burn some USDC and mint it, and then when it's minted, like ensure that it gets deposited to a DeFi protocol or like transferred to another chain or something like that, you can encode that in a generic message and we will sign it. I talked about this, but fast liquidity-based bridging with CCTP settlement is something that you could build as like a third-party bridge on top of CCTP. Gasless token bridging. So currently CCTP charges 0 fees, but if you want to like provide a UX to your users on top of CCTP, you could take fees on either the source or destination chain or both. So you could, have your contract on the source chain, take a fee that represents the gas cost on the destination chain, and like take a spread if you want. You could also be the relayer on both chains. So Circle does not provide relayers, but we provide all the infrastructure. And yeah, this is just an example of code. Like you write a contract that will call receive message on the destination chain and then atomically deposit it into some DeFi protocol. And we offer like a code path that ensures that this is only a particular address can call receive message. So like someone else can't just like front run your mint. This is just the transactions that you need to do. So you would need to approve or call permit on our bridge, then call deposit for burn, then fetch the attestation, and then call receive message. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Wanted to open it up for Q&A.
Thanks.
Thanks, it was pretty clear. If you say it's quite easy it's quite generic, it's just message passing, why are you not adding more L2s or blockchain? What's taking you time? I guess there is some infrastructure to be built to monitor. So what are the cost and implication of adding a new blockchain?
Yeah, launching on EVMs is pretty straightforward since all the smart contracts are the same. Launching on non-EVMs is fairly complicated. And it's a high security concern, so got to get the contracts audited and so forth.
Sorry, we need the mic for the replay.
Right, sorry. Sorry, this is probably fairly obvious, but you guys will be adding EuroC soon to this.
Yeah, that's a good point. So technically the bridge can support any stablecoin that's issued by Circle.
Hi, are there plans to integrate Phantom into CCTP, and could that fix the current depeg of USDC on Phantom?
Yeah, I can't really comment on individual chains, but yeah, sorry.
So you mentioned you use the finality tag, but not every chain supports that. So what do you use for other chains that don't support that?
Yeah, I mean, we're not currently working on any chains that don't support that, but yeah, we want to make sure that whatever chain we use has some form of absolute finality, not probabilistic, if at all possible.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there any grants or incentives for the
Ah, okay. So is there any incentives or grants to the implementing CCTP to our products?
I don't think so, but yeah, it's a good question. Something we could look into. I know that there have been some grants on like individual chains.
Okay, good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.